cracks are somewhat more visible. There may indeed be more fines upon the surface of this, and they've had something which might have resulted in the numbers of these hairline cracks which seem to have developed here. We're up at about station 1+40 right here, and you can see an example of a pop-out which has occurred. Feels like there may have been some dirty aggregate or possibly a clay ball or something in there when it was placed, and that caused the material just to come out. It doesn't appear to have any distress around it, any spalling or anything like that, even though it is close to the outer wheel path, or in it actually. Again, this is something which will be noted on the survey form, although it'll just be done in a written form rather than on the different codes which are indicated there. I mentioned before a transverse crack having been routed out and sealed. Got an interesting case right here. You step back so maybe it becomes a little bit more apparent. We've got a normal 39-foot joint spacing here on this jointed reinforced concrete. However, we've got a place up here just approaching Station 2, beginning at around 1+8 on the test section, where we have a little difference in the joint spacing. Right here we've got a distance of about 11 feet between the transverse joints between these two, and then 28 feet to the next one to make the total of 39. Just looking at the surface and at the finish of this, it appears like they may have been caught in the rain or in a shortage of concrete or something. My guess is that it started raining when they were placing this, and they decided just to create a joint and close up shop for the day on pouring this. And then they picked it up the next day and went on and did the normal spacing on up the head, which you can probably see just beyond there, about 17, 18 feet or so beyond the mark for Station 2 up ahead. We'll try to get some dates on the time when these joints were cleaned out and resealed also. It appears that they came in and they put in the silicone joint seal. It all seems to be holding up quite well. I haven't seen any signs of incompressibles in there. And there's really no problem at all with respect to spalling or anything that I've noticed to any degree at the joints. Okay, here's our transverse crack that I've talked about several times. Let me put the coin down again and back off from it so I can show it in a little bit more detail. The quarter down about 4 feet inside from the outside edge of pavement here. This crack, when they came in and did the joint work here to clean and reseal the joints, they came in and they noticed this transverse crack, and they routed it out and they sealed it with the silicone sealant. As you can see, the light color there inside the crack. Zoom in on it to try to show just how wide it is now. See how it is with respect to the quarter. Appears to be about 3/8 of an inch wide. But it doesn't seem to be deteriorating at any rate. There's some, I guess, light spalling starting to develop here at on the upstream side of the crack. However, it hasn't really developed in any amount. There's nothing that's been broken out. We're going to note this as being a low severity crack because it has been maintained as it has at a full paved shoulder here. It's an asphalt concrete shoulder, and we will be drilling alongside of it. You can see the drill rig up ahead just to note the type of base and try to get an idea on the thickness of the slab as it was placed. Right up ahead you can see a core hole used for depth checks. These happen every 1,000 feet or so on every construction project, and it's been patched up with some concrete. Its patch isn't holding up too well though. You can see that it's eroded away at the surface. Jointed reinforced concrete rides quite well. We came through it several times earlier today. We're out on the northeast edge of Birmingham, Alabama here. The largest city in the state, metropolitan area of around 1 million people. approaching the end of the test section here. Pretty much highlighted all the things, all the details and interesting stuff about this. Just beyond the end of the test section, we do indeed have a true transverse crack, which is developed in here.